Why Satan chose to appear before God. This mysterious event holds significant meaning in biblical theology. Let's delve into this narrative and uncover its deeper implications. If you find this content engaging, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing topics. In the book of Job, we encounter an extraordinary scene where the sons of God present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also comes among them, Job 1 verse 6. This setting provides a glimpse into the divine council, a celestial assembly where God oversees the affairs of the universe. Satan, whose name means adversary or accuser, takes this opportunity to challenge God's assessment of Job's righteousness. He argues that Job's faithfulness is solely due to God's protection and blessings, suggesting that if these were removed, Job would curse God to his face, Job 1 verses 9 to 11. This scene raises profound questions about the nature of faith and the motivations behind human devotion to God. Satan's challenge is not just against Job but against the integrity of God's judgment and the authenticity of human righteousness. Satan's role in this narrative is pivotal. He functions as the accuser, a role that is consistent throughout the Bible. In Zechariah 3 verses 1 to 2, Satan stands to accuse Joshua the high priest, and in Revelation 12 verse 10, he is described as the accuser of our brethren who accuses them before God day and night. The purpose of Satan's accusation against Job was to prove that human righteousness is superficial and dependent on material blessings. God permits Satan to test Job, but with specific limitations, first on his possessions and children, and later on his health, Job 1:12, 2:6. These tests were designed to demonstrate the depth and resilience of Job's faith. Despite immense suffering, Job's initial response was one of worship and submission to God's will. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away, may the name of the Lord be praised, Job 1 verse 21. The book of Job details the catastrophic events that happened to Job. He lost his wealth, children, and health, yet he remained unwavering in his faith. Job 1 verses 20 to 22 records his response. At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away, may the name of the Lord be praised." In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. Satan intended to shatter Job's faith and compel him to curse God. However, Job's steadfast faith and integrity demonstrated that his devotion to God was not reliant on material wealth. His trials highlighted the depth of his faith and his unwavering commitment to God, even amidst extreme adversity. As Job's suffering intensified, his friends visited him. Initially empathetic, they eventually questioned his integrity, implying that his suffering was a consequence of hidden sin. Throughout these dialogues, Job maintained his innocence and continued to seek answers from God. Moreover, Job's wife challenged his faith, urging him to curse God and die. Despite her provocation, Job remained firm, exemplifying his deep-rooted faith and perseverance. Job's reflections on his suffering and his dialogues with his friends and God provide profound insights into human suffering and divine justice. His story is a complex exploration of faith in the face of inexplicable adversity. Enjoying the video so far? Make sure to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more fascinating content like this. The narrative of Satan appearing before God to accuse Job brings forth several theological implications. It addresses the problem of evil and suffering, exploring why a righteous person like Job would endure such hardship. This event also illustrates the concept of divine testing. God's permission for Satan to test Job underscores the belief that trials can serve to purify and strengthen one's faith. James 1 verses 2 to 4 highlights this. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Furthermore, it shows the limitations of Satan's power. Satan can only act within the boundaries set by God, emphasizing God's ultimate sovereignty and control over all creation. The story also touches on the theme of cosmic justice. Job's faithfulness despite his suffering serves as a testament to the authenticity of true righteousness and the idea that faith can endure even in the absence of material blessings. To understand the full significance of Satan's appearance before God, it's essential to look at the broader biblical context. Throughout the Bible, Satan is depicted as a tempter and deceiver, beginning with the temptation of Eve in Genesis 3 and continuing through his attempts to tempt Jesus in the wilderness, Matthew 4 verses 1 to 11. These narratives collectively portray Satan as an entity opposed to God's purposes, constantly seeking to lead humans away from righteousness and into sin. His accusations against Job fit within this broader role, aiming to undermine human faithfulness and challenge God's governance. In the New Testament, Jesus' victory over Satan through his death and resurrection signifies the ultimate defeat of Satan's power. Revelation 20 verse 10 foretells the final judgment of Satan, where he will be thrown into the lake of fire, marking the end of his reign of deception and accusation. After enduring immense suffering, Job was restored by God. Job 42 verses 10 to 17 tells us that the Lord blessed the latter part of Job's life more than the former part. He received double of what he had before, 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 donkeys. He also had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and lived to see his descendants to the 4th generation. This restoration signifies God's faithfulness and the ultimate reward for those who remain steadfast in their faith. It serves as an encouragement to believers that no matter the trials they face, God's blessings and glory will be greater in the end. Job's restoration also serves as a testament to God's justice and mercy. His friends, who had doubted him, were instructed by God to seek Job's intercession for their own forgiveness, highlighting Job's vindication and the reversal of his fortunes. Moreover, Job's story emphasizes that God's plans and purposes are beyond human understanding. Despite the intense suffering, Job's faith was rewarded with even greater blessings and a deeper relationship with God. The final chapters of Job reveal that he was granted a long life, witnessing the prosperity and happiness of his family for generations. This restoration highlights not only God's justice but also his overwhelming grace and mercy. The story of Job and Satan's appearance before God highlights profound themes of faith, suffering, and divine justice. It teaches us the importance of remaining faithful to God, regardless of our circumstances, and reassures us of his ultimate justice and blessings. As we reflect on Job's story, let us strive to remain steadfast in our faith and trust in God's plan for our lives. If this video resonated with you, please like it, share it with others, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on our future videos. Your support helps us continue creating content that explores these deep and meaningful biblical stories.